explain Chapter 2, Geometry Looking Back, Part 1. At the end of this video, students will be able to recognize and draw a figure symmetric with respect to an axis. Please prepare the following materials. First of all, some information from grade 6 to be remembered. Perpendicular bisector is a perpendicular line to a segment at its midpoint. Look here for segment AB. Line D is perpendicular to AB and it divides AB into two equal parts. Then D is the perpendicular bisector of AB. Second information, collinear points. 3 points are collinear if they belong to the same line. Look for A, B, and C. They are on the same line, so A, B, and C are collinear. In the second figure, A, B, and AC are not on the same line. Then A, B, and C are not collinear. Symmetry about a line, axial symmetry. Symmetry, you will imagine that there is a mirror. Definition. 2 points A and A prime are symmetrical with respect to a line D if line D is the perpendicular bisector of segment A prime. Here, my students, this is a point A, this is a point A prime, the image of A. Line D is the line of symmetry, it is the mirror. Now we will see that line D is the perpendicular bisector of A prime. I will take here segment A prime, and I will take 2 points to measure the angle. I will measure this angle FDA. Look for this angle, it's equal to 90 degrees, so line D is perpendicular to A prime. Also, I will measure the two segments AD and I will measure DA prime. Look here, my students, the two segments are equal to each other, then line D is the perpendicular bisector of A prime. Example, this is point A prime is the symmetric of A with respect to line D. Then we can say that D is the perpendicular bisector of A prime. How to draw an axial symmetry. Example, draw M prime, the symmetric of M with respect to line D. Now line D is the line of symmetry, it is the mirror, M is the object, and M prime its image. Solution. Step 1. Draw a perpendicular from M to D using the set square. Look here, my students. This is line D, this is object M. You should bring a set square, put it here, and move it until you reach a point M. You can then draw this line, it is perpendicular. And pay attention, my students, you should put the set square here and you should extend this line a little bit. Step 2, measure the distance MC. Look here, you put the ruler and you measure MC. Step 3, take the same distance on the other side. You come here for the other side and you take the same distance, MC equal 3 cm, then you take that M prime C is equal to 3 cm. Now you can say that point M prime is the symmetric of M with respect to line D. Application. Please pause this video and try to solve the application. Solution. We draw a line D, this is line D, plot point B on D, this is point B, plot point A outside D such that BA equal 3 cm and line AB is perpendicular to D. This is line AB that is perpendicular to D. 4. You should draw A prime, the symmetric of A with respect to line D. To draw symmetry, you have to follow 2 steps. First step, you should draw a perpendicular from the object to the line of symmetry. Second step, you should take the same distance. First step is done in part 3. Second step, we take B A prime equal 3 cm as B A. So A prime is the symmetric of A with respect to line D. Remark. If line D is a line of symmetry, look here, this is line D, and M is a point on D. The object now is on the line of symmetry. Then the symmetric of point M with respect to D is point M itself. My lovely students, if you put an object on the mirror, its image is on the mirror but from the different side or from the opposite side. Here, this is line D. Object M is on the line of symmetry, so its image is also on the line of symmetry. For that, we said that M is the symmetric of itself. Now some properties. Property 1, symmetry about a line conserves distance. Activity. Please pause this video and try to solve the application. Students, this is line D, axis of symmetry. This is segment AB. To draw the symmetry of this segment, you should draw the symmetry of the first point, yani make it perpendicular and take the same distance, and the symmetry of the second point. Now I will match segment A prime, B prime, and I will measure it. I will take segment A prime, B prime, and I will measure this segment. Look here, my students, A prime, B prime equal 3 cm as segment AB. So we can conclude that axial symmetry conserves the distance. Here is line D, segment AB, segment A prime, B prime, they are equal 3 cm. So axial symmetry conserves distance. This is property 1. Property 2, symmetry about a line conserves angle measure. Example, this is line D and this is angle ABC. We draw the symmetry of this angle. To draw a symmetry of an angle, you should draw the symmetry of its 3 points, B prime, A prime, C prime. Angle ABC equal 40 degrees. Let us measure angle A prime, B prime, C prime. It's also equal to 40 degrees. Then the two angles are equal to each other. So we can conclude that axial symmetry conserves angle measure. Solution. This is the solution. Look here. Angle A prime, B prime, C prime is equal to angle CBA. It's equal to 40 degrees. Then axial symmetry conserves angle measure. Property 3, symmetry about a line conserves collinearity. Example. Here, my students, this is the axis of symmetry, line D. The 3 points ABC are collinear. We make the symmetry of the first one, the second one, and the third one. I will match these 3 points by each other. Look here, the 3 points are also on the same line. So A prime, B prime, C prime are collinear. Then we can conclude that axial symmetry conserves collinearity. This is the solution. We conclude that axial symmetry conserves collinearity. Now, images of figures. 1. The symmetric of a line is a line. Look here. This is line L, the axis of symmetry. This is line D. We should draw the symmetry of line D with respect to line L. To draw a symmetry of a line, you should take 2 points. We take point A and the point O and the point A. The symmetry of point O is O itself. Why? Since O belongs to the axis of symmetry. The symmetry of point A is A prime. We make perpendicular and take the same distances. Then we match A prime by O. This is line D prime. Now D prime is the symmetric of D with respect to L. D and D prime intersect at O of L. Then L is the bisector of angle O. Look for these two angles. They are equal to each other. Also here, this is line D, this is line L. We want to draw the symmetric of L. We take 2 points. We draw their symmetries. This is line L prime, the symmetric of L with respect to D. It's also a line. And we can say that line L is parallel to line L prime. 2. The symmetric of a segment is a segment. Segment AB, we make its symmetry. It's segment A prime B prime. AB equal to A prime B prime. 3. The symmetric of a figure is a figure congruent to it. Look for this figure A, B, C, D. We make the symmetry of the 4 points. We match these points. We have the image of this figure is a figure congruent to it. Look for these two figures. They are congruent. Congruent means equal. A, B, C, D is congruent to A prime, B prime, C prime, D prime. Application 1. Please pause the video and try to solve the application. Solution. There are two lines perpendicular, D and D prime. They are perpendicular. We place a point C on line D, and we should take OC equal 3 centimeter. We should draw E, the symmetric of C with respect to line D prime. First of all, we make a perpendicular. That is done. Second, we should take the same distance. We took here OE equal 3 centimeter as OC. Step 2, we should put L on line D prime such that OL equal 2 centimeter. And then draw F, the symmetric of L with respect to line D. We should make a perpendicular. That is done. And you should take the same distance on the other side. We take OF equal 2 centimeter as OL. Application 2, exercise 12, page 28. Please pause the video and try to solve the application. Here we have ABC is a scalene triangle. We will construct C prime, the symmetric of C with respect to line AB. We make a perpendicular and we take the same distance on the other side. Part 2, show using measurement that the triangle ACC prime, this is triangle, and BCC prime, this triangle is isosceles. We measure AC prime, CA prime, they equal 4 centimeter. Then ACC prime is isosceles triangle. And also we measure C prime B, BC, they are equal to 2 centimeter. Then BCC prime is an isosceles triangle. This is your assignment. Summary. Axial symmetry, symmetry with respect to a line. It conserves distance, angle measure, collinearity. Images of figures. Image of a line is a line. Image of a segment is a segment. Image of a figure is a figure congruent to it.